CO, hi, I'm Traci Sorell, author of We Are Grateful, Ojali Haliga. Thank you for inviting me to today's Parents as Teachers conference. I look forward to sharing with you a little bit about that book as well as an upcoming book I have. But first, I want to say that I know the important work that you are doing as parents and caregivers, supporting the children in your lives and bringing them stories of your culture, different cultures, and exposing them to the world of books is incredibly important. So, Wado, as we would say in Cherokee, thank you for your efforts in doing so. Today, I want to spend just a little bit of time with you talking about my very first book that came out in 2018 called We Are Grateful, Ojali Haliga. My co-creator, the illustrator Frenay Lessick, and I, in this story, share contemporary Cherokee culture and the concept of gratitude as it's taught in my tribe. As a Cherokee mother, I was concerned because I found that I wasn't seeing any picture books that I could share with my son about our people and our culture and our language and daily living in the contemporary world. All of the stories were those of our traditional stories or historical figures who had been important in the life of the Cherokee Nation. And so I wanted something that allowed not just my son, but certainly, his Cherokee peers and his non-Cherokee peers of whatever background, as well as other families, teachers, educators, librarians, to have a book to look at and reference, knowing that Native people are still here, we still exist, and we are your neighbors, we are your classmates, we are your co-workers. So this book, We Are Grateful, Ojali Haliga, she uses some Cherokee words and, like I say, is set in our contemporary society. I'll read just a little bit. Since we're coming up on fall and our Cherokee New Year starts in fall, unlike in the United States where New Year starts in the winter, I'll read the opening page and then the fall section for you. So here's the opening page. You can see that. And you'll see Cherokee words at the bottom. So wherever a Cherokee word is introduced in the book, on the bottom you will have it in what we call the English transliteration, or the word, spelled out in English. Also, how you pronounce it. So there's a pronunciation guide. It's written in the Cherokee syllabary, and then it's shown in English. So the first page says, Cherokee people say Ojali Haliga to express gratitude. It is a reminder to celebrate our blessings and reflect on our struggles daily throughout the year and across the seasons. Here's our next spread. Uli Gohasti, fall. As cool breezes blow and leaves fall, we say Ojali Haliga. Now, one thing I will say is myself and 4 other Cherokee citizens are the ones who recorded the audiobook that go with this. So you have a wonderful range of ages of people that recorded the book, from younger to older, as well as some of our Cherokee music. And you'll hear Cherokee children in the background speaking in Cherokee. It's a lot of fun to do. We put that out last year, and you can get the audiobook from Live Oak Media. And that is a wonderful companion to this book. Here we are at our Cherokee ceremonial grounds for the stomp dance, which happens at night. As shell shakers dance all night around the fire and burnt cedar scent drifts upward during the great new moon ceremony. As we clean our houses, wear new clothes, enjoy a feast, and forget old quarrels to welcome the Cherokee New Year. Here is a Cherokee mom and son gathering some honeysuckle vines. And here is Grandma, or Elise, with grandchildren. One of the other things we do in fall is we collect buckbrush and honeysuckle to weave baskets. We remember our ancestors who suffered hardship and loss on the Trail of Tears. And that's something we actually do all year long. That's not just a certain season where that will happen. We have Hope as Alisi, Grandma, cradles the newest member of the family and reveals his Cherokee name. Cherokee people are matrilineal, which means that our clans come from our mothers, and our grandmothers are the ones that give us our Cherokee names. I'll show you just another spread here of Frene's wonderful artwork. She came all the way from Western Australia to meet me here in the Cherokee Nation in northeastern Oklahoma because she had never been to the Cherokee Nation. And most people, when they think of Oklahoma, think of prairies and the tall grass prairie. They think of bison, they think of red dirt, and all of those are part of Oklahoma. But where the Cherokee Nation is in the northeastern corner is a lot of rich black soil, rivers, man-made lakes after the Dust Bowl, lots of forests, different types of trees, red oak and white oaks, hickories. So she needed to see that, but she also needed to meet Cherokee people and to see what our lives were like here so that she could go back and create the art for the book. So I invite you to check it out. One of the things that I like to do with families and children when I'm sharing the book, if you'll go to my website, tracisorell.com, TraciSorell.com, you'll find a free downloadable teacher's guide. There's also coloring sheets that Frene created for the book. But one of the things that I like to share with them on the teacher's or classroom guide on page 10 is this Seasons of Gratitude template. And so you'll see each season is listed there for fall, winter, spring, and summer to write down. And so if your child is just learning how to write words, that's fine. They can draw a picture here. If your child writes, they can write their few things they're grateful for here. Or they can do both. I mean, certainly invite children to do whatever they would like to do and to express, what things that they're grateful for. And again, reminding them that we need to be grateful for the times that we struggle as well. And I think certainly in 2020, all of us can say that some of us have had to dig really deep to figure out what we're grateful for in the midst of so much struggle and loss. And yet, there are things to be grateful for, even in this very difficult time. So I invite you to check out the book, especially, like I say, as we're heading into fall. And I know that people, kind of do that assessment of their lives in fall. Some people that happens in November, others, as we approach New Year in the United States and getting that new start, thinking about, what kind of life do I want to live and sharing that with the child. Frene and I are teaming up for another book that'll be out on April 20th, 2021. You can pre-order it now. It's called We Are Still Here, Native American Truths Everyone Should Know. And we are in the final proofing stages of that before it goes to the printer. But that book, unlike this one, which focuses on contemporary Cherokee life, this one goes back and looks at what has happened in the United States around Native American, nations and the laws and policies that impact them since the end of treaty making in 1871. And so I love Frene's artwork in this. It's as vibrant as it is in We Are Grateful, Ojali Haliga, and how we take readers through and break down, what was it like during this assimilation period when children were forcibly removed and sent to boarding schools? What is it like during, let's say, the 1960s and early 70s when there's a time of a lot of activism that mirrors what's going on in the civil rights movement and the Black Power movement. There's also kind of a Red Power movement that's happening during that time, but tribal nations have always been active, regardless of what the United States has put forward in terms of policies and laws. And the tribes have also pushed to have laws and policies put in place that allow them to better care for their citizens and be good neighbors to those around them. So I invite you to check that out. It's set in a community school within an urban area. So there's children from a variety of tribes that are attending. That's kind of how Renee approached it with her artwork. And I'm just super excited. That's why you see all the kids on the front with flags. They're getting ready for Indigenous Peoples Day celebration at their school, which of course is coming up. We celebrate that every year in October, the second Monday. So April 20th, 2021 for that one. But in the meantime, check out We Are Grateful, Ojali Haliga at a bookstore, a library near you, and the audiobook. And as we say in Cherokee, Wado, thank you for your time and attention, and enjoy the conference.